Welcome back to another episode of The Blueprint, sponsored by Slow Burn Brakes. I'm your host, Calvin Custance. On The Blueprint, we interview talented athletes and they share knowledge that they've collected over their time playing their sport. From balancing life and relationships to recruiting and training, there is always something you can learn. This week's guest is Aidan Manzella. Aidan is a senior at Fraser High School. He is committed to Mott Community College to play baseball. He's coming off a severe arm injury and has a lot of great advice. Welcome to the show, Aidan. I'd like to welcome Aidan Manzella to the show. Aidan is a baseball player from Fraser High School, which is also my school. And you play summer ball for the Detroit Metro Stars, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then you're committed to Mott Community College for baseball.
Yep, so, verbally. Yeah.
Nice. That's great. So just to clarify, Mott Community College is junior college, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Only be going there for 1 to 2 years and then transferring. Yeah.
Okay. And what makes you consider that over playing out a D3 or D2 college?
Well, for me, because I've had elbow problems, but I think personally it's best to get better for 2 more years and then transfer to your dream 4-year or any 4-year. And then you're already there. And plus, usually like freshmen that go to these high level Division I schools, they don't really play their first 2 years. So I think it's best to just go to a junior college, get better for 2 years, and then transfer, and then you'll play your junior and senior year at a 4-year. So.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to start off with the get to know the person segment, which is it's a very fun one. It's a fun one for me to do. It's a very conversational one. So first off, what's your favorite food?
I'm gonna have to go with any type of chicken bowl, like any chicken, rice, something like that.
Yeah, chicken. Chicken's good.
Yeah, chicken.
Favorite class at school?
This one might shock you, but math. Yeah, I like math.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Were you in, did you have SCLAD this year?
No, I had Gavolchek. She's really cool.
Yeah, she's good. She's a good teacher.
Yeah.
Why do you like math?
I don't know if it was the teacher that just made it better, but like that was like the only class besides like PE and baseball gym that I actually looked forward to going to. I don't know. Yeah. It was just maybe it was but I like that class. So
yeah, good teachers always make classes better. Favorite movie or movie franchise?
I'm gonna have to go with Sandlot. I think this is just a classic. So I have to go with.
Yeah, Sandlot is a classic. Favorite song or musical artist?
There's a couple, but I don't know. I'll probably have to go with like 21 Savage or something.
Probably. Another rap one. I'm not big into rap, so like
yeah.
I'm sure that guy's like huge, and I just have don't know who that is. And it's probably like, oh, that guy's super famous. So like, why don't you know him? But it's like, I don't know why I don't know him. Why don't you know Guns N' Roses or whatever? Favorite flavor of sunflower seed?
Ooh. I might have to go with like barbecue or sweet and spicy.
Why do people like sweet and spicy? You're the second person in a row that said sweet and spicy. I thought that that was universally hated, but apparently I was wrong.
Or maybe a little bit of ranch. I don't know.
Yeah, ranch is my favorite. Sweet and spicy. But sweet and spicy. I don't get why people like that. I'm just gonna be honest. Like this, I have a hard time with stuff that shouldn't be sweet that is sweet. Like I can't put fruit in salad because I think that's like crazy. Like I don't like the salsa that has like strawberries or whatever it is, cherry salsa.
Yeah,
that's like,
yeah,
it's just nasty. But like just sweet, like I don't know, sweet and spicy is not something that I like. But if you like it, good for you. And it's more other flavors for me. So do you have a favorite animal?
Dog.
What's your favorite breed of dog?
Oh, I have a Dachshund, so I'm gonna have to say Dachshund.
Yeah, my aunt and uncle, they have 2 Dachshunds, or they're tiny little wiener dogs. Yeah. Oh yes, they're so funny. They start just like waddling around the house.
It's cool.
Yeah, they're cute dogs.
Yeah.
Favorite holiday?
Oh, Christmas, no doubt.
Yeah.
Vibe.
Well, what's so special about Christmas besides the fact it's Christmas?
Yeah, I mean, not really so gifts, just like the vibe. I don't know, just the snow, music, parties. It's cool.
Yeah, Christmas is fun. My personal favorite's Thanksgiving. I'm sure I've already mentioned
Yeah.
it sometime, but I go down to Georgia for it, and just watch football all weekend and hang out with my aunt and uncle and three adorable cousins. So I enjoy that. That's my favorite holiday.
Yeah, that's number two.
Yeah. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Somewhere down south, like Florida, Alabama, something like around there.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Warm weather and baseball down there is just completely different. So I want to experience that.
Yeah. The South, it's totally completely different. I was born in Georgia, but also like some of those, like there's teams. I was born in Kennesaw, which is near there's a lot of very good high schools and a lot of good travel programs for baseball in that area. So it'd
Oh
just be like that's like it's almost like if I didn't move up here, maybe I'd be playing down there. But at the same time, I'm glad I moved up here because like I don't know, I just made a lot of friends.
yeah,
But Michigan's like good, I guess.
yeah, it's all
No,
right.
no, I do like Michigan. And then what are some of your hobbies outside of sports?
Um, I don't really do anything. I fish a little bit, but other than that, it's all just baseball.
Oh, just baseball.
Like,
Do you watch it? Like what's your favorite team? Hopefully it's the Tigers, but
ooh, I'm gonna have to go with Blue Jays.
not the Tigers.
One Tigers were just they've been bad forever, so I kind of
Yeah.
stopped watching them like when I got older. So
Yeah. They're hard to watch. They're
yeah,
the only
it's
team I'll watch, but it's
yeah,
I don't even watch it much anymore because that.
yeah.
Yeah, Blue Jays are a fun team though.
Mm.
They're gonna be good. They're in a very good division. The AL East is
Oh, I
really
know.
good this year. What's the
Yeah,
worst team? The Red Sox, and they're like right around 500 because the Orioles usually are the worst team, and they've been good this year.
yeah. They
They're
were
like
like on.
around 500. Yeah,
Yeah, I think they just hit 500. They were on like a 7 or 8 game winning streak or something like that.
yeah, it's crazy. It's
Yeah,
like the teams that were on the same like path as the Tigers rebuild are all going like it was like the Orioles and you got the Giants. The Giants were like killing it last year.
yeah,
It's like they like in the same year like our first rebuild started, like their rebuild started and they had like 120 losses a couple of years ago, and it's like now they're like a game away from the World Series. It's just like
yeah. I remember when they swept us. Like, I think it was 2011 or 2012.
2012 is when
Yeah,
Pablo Sandoval and the Giants just whooped the Tigers in the World Series.
yeah,
Which like that was before I really remember anything. I remember them
yeah.
being in it, but I didn't really like watch it that much.
Mm.
I do remember the first like memory I have of watching like the Tigers is that team with like Scherzer and David Price and Verlander and like Rick Porcello, just the team with like the best pitching rotation to like in the league, and then they got knocked out of the playoffs in the first round by like Chris Davis and the Orioles. It was
Yeah,
like how does a team that good with prime Miguel Cabrera, like Prince Fielder, Victor Martinez, like how does that team not make it past the first round of the playoffs? It's like, what are you guys doing wrong?
yeah.
It's just,
It's rough.
what a time to be a Detroit sports fan. Am I right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I already mentioned you play baseball. Have you ever played any other sports?
No, just baseball.
And then what positions do you play?
Um, my primary position's pitching, and then I can play the corners. But now going into college and my senior year, pitching is my main position.
Are you going to be a PO this year, or do you think you'll play mid corner and field for us this year?
Not for high school, but summer. I'm looking more towards that because just pitching's excelled more than hitting for me. So I'd rather put all my time into hitting and not get frustrated mentally with hitting. So I'll just put it all towards pitching. So
All right. And then when did you start playing baseball?
earliest I can remember was probably like maybe 5. I played Roseville T-ball and then up to coach pitch. And then I played my first like travel season when I was 8, and then I've been playing ever since that. So
What organization did you start out with for travel?
I don't know if they're still around. It was called Line Drive Jaguars. That's what it was
Yeah.
called. Yeah.
When did you start playing for Metro Stars?
Um, this is my first year. Yeah.
Yeah. And then correct me if I'm wrong. I remember you played for Hits Elite, right?
Yeah, I played there for
Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah, because that's I played for Hits a couple of years back, so I remember you playing.
Yeah.
Like I didn't play on that elite team because like I just started travel. Hits was my first travel team. Like I started travel in like 13U, I think, which
Mhm.
was like actually pretty late for a lot of guys. Because then I didn't play it this year because I do a lot of stuff. Like I do football and baseball and I do musicals. I'm in
Oh,
choir. It's like I kind of like try to be more well rounded, but I think I'm gonna play travel again.
yeah.
Um, why did you start playing baseball? Did your parents get you into it, or?
Honestly, I don't remember. I just I couldn't tell you. I don't remember. I guess I just started playing it.
Okay. Have you always played these positions? Have you always pitched and played corner infielders or?
Well, usually I used to catch last year and all back when I was 8, 9, whatever, and then I'd always play third and first. But I had a pretty big arm injury that I just had to choose one, and pitching is just my primary. I'm much better at it than I am anything else, so I just have to stick with pitching.
Mhm. What pitches do you throw?
Uh, right now I just throw a fastball, slider, changeup.
Are you looking to add any more pitches or are those working for you?
Uh, I don't know. I'm really just trying to focus on those 3 and get them to the best I can get, not just maybe a curveball. I mean, I used to throw a curveball, but just over years, my arm slots just changed and the way I'm gripping the ball is just spinning differently. So it's a slider now. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Oh, when did you realize that like, okay, I'm good enough to play it in college, and like, when would you consider that you realized like that's reality for you?
Well, I think it was my freshman year at tryouts. We were going into tryouts, and after like the second or third day, this is before like all COVID hit, one of the coaches came up to me and said, "There's a shot at you playing varsity, is play third base and pitching this year." So I think that's when it really sunk in. But then after that got all shut down, I think it just sunk in that like, yeah, you can play college baseball if you really wanted to. So I put the work in, and yeah, it just happened.
What do you do
So.
for training? Either through travel teams or just by yourself?
Well, the way my travel team works, I think our team fees that we pay, we can go up there whenever we want to hit, throw. We have like practice like 2, 3 times a week, and there's also like speed and agility and conditioning stuff. So it's just all through there.
What specific drills or workouts do you do just by yourself to get make yourself better?
Well, this year because I couldn't play. It was really just lower body, reverse lunging, like Bulgarian split squats, squatting. That's pretty much it. That's all I could do. So.
Uh, when did you injure your arm for the first time? Like,
Yeah, it's a long story. So freshman year, I I figured out I like did something pretty bad in my elbow. So until like yeah, it was the tryout, my arm was hurting really bad, and luckily we all got shut down for the high school season. So I rested until summer, and then I came for summer my freshman year. Arm felt really good, didn't have any problems, and then didn't have any pain until my sophomore summer ball. I was pitching in a semifinal game at Davenport University, and coach told me that I'm probably done pitching, and I told him I just want to go one more because I felt good, and I went one more. Probably shouldn't have, and then after that game, I pitched pretty much the full game. I think I pitched 5, 6 innings, and then we're warming up for the championship game, and I'm throwing, and I'm just feeling like this tingling pain. It felt like my arm would fell asleep in my elbow. So, and then I dealt with that until January, and then it just went go like the tingling went away for like 3 weeks, and then it was just elbow like undescribable pain. And my velo was kind of dropping a little bit, but right around the same. But that's when we found out I had to get it checked out again, and found out my UCL was like torn. So it was pretty rough.
So around January.
Yeah, I was throwing and hitting and doing everything normal with the torn UCL for about like 5 months, 5-6 months, and from July to January, or
Wow.
July to March, I was playing with the torn UCL. I didn't even know about it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What's the time frame for recovering from Tommy John?
A year. Yeah, it's a year.
So you're expecting to get back by March is when you think you'll be back for the high school season then?
That's when I'm hoping. Yeah, I'll be probably off a mound in about a month or so. So, and then it's just building up velo from there. But realistically, I'll be more than ready when high school season comes. So
perfect. Yeah, we need you, team. You're good. You're a very good player. So, I know you're not a graduating senior, so it's a little less important, but does your college coach have you doing a routine, or is he just like letting your high school and summer coach just take care of it?
No, he's not really giving me anything yet. I think that's all until I get there. But like, I'm always constantly giving them updates on Twitter, how I'm doing, just so that they know that I'm like actually care. So yeah, they haven't really gave me anything yet.
What's some advice that you'd have for people that are going through a significant injury or a setback like Tommy John, working through it?
I would just say trust the process. I mean, personally for me, 4 months of rehab every single day for 2 hours, and plus doing like lower body workouts 2 times a week, it was really hard for me. But I think just trusting the process and knowing you're going to be back better than ever if you do this. So I think that I just kept that in the back of my head, and I'm back throwing. I feel great, and I'm ready to throw like on the mound again. So
what motivated you through that process? Like, what was keeping you going?
Knowing that if I do this, I'm going to come back throwing harder, and I'm going to just be a better pitcher overall, and just wanted to show my parents and my college coaches that like, this is what I want to do for the future. And like, I actually care about it. So
is there anything that you were doing, like, just for an example, Riley Green ended up, I'm sure you know, is a Detroiter, but he fractured his foot. But so he used video games as a way to kind of like not cope with it, but like kill time. Is there anything at the beginning of your injury that you just did for entertainment because you couldn't really do anything with your arm?
It was really hard because I had this brace, and it was really uncomfortable to play video games. But like for like the first for the first 4 months, and now I really just worked on the stuff I was lacking, like hip mobility, T-spine mobility, and my lower half, trying to get my lower half stronger, and just diet. That was about it. Just worked on the stuff I was weak at. So.
All right. When would you say your college recruiting journey started?
Probably it was actually right after I tore my UCL. I joined the Metro Stars, and we played a fall league, and every weekend we were playing JUCOs, and I was getting a lot of exposure through there. And I got my first offer in the fall, and yeah, that's when it started.
What school was your first offer from?
I think it was from Alma. Yeah, it was from Alma.
Did you go to any camps or anything?
No, I have not gone to any camps. I've been to a couple showcases though.
Okay. What showcases, or like which ones would you recommend?
I definitely say at least do maybe one PBR. I've seen people that do them every weekend. It's just waste of money. I'd say maybe do one once a year, maybe update your numbers, but don't do it every weekend because that's just a waste of money. It's like $4 or $5 just to see the same numbers every weekend. So
yeah, because there's not going to be a significant difference in like exit velocity or pitching velocity from like July 1st to July 7th or whatever. Like,
unless you're like super sore or like you can do better, but just every weekend's not it, in my opinion.
What were the factors that led you to committing to Mott over some of the other schools that you got offers from?
I don't know. I'll be honest. I think I wanted to get better for 2 years, and plus with my arm injury, I just want to have those extra 2 years. And there was other schools looking at me that wanted to see me play this summer, but I just thought it was best just to go take the JUCO route and then 2 years transfer to my dream. I want to play Division I baseball, so that's what I want to do.
What's your dream school? If you could pick one school to play Division I baseball at, where would you pick? And why is it Michigan State?
Well, I really wanted to play in Michigan, but with the whole head coach deal, I've played there before, and they have such an amazing facility. But
the facilities are nice, yeah.
Somewhere down south, like Alabama, probably.
Yeah.
Or Ole Miss, something down south.
Yeah. Ole Miss, I believe. Like, I'm not super into college baseball. I know Florida's good. I know Oklahoma's, I believe, usually good, and then obviously Vanderbilt. So what were you looking for in your college search, like from colleges?
Well, personally, this is my advice. I'd definitely find a school pick the school that's most interested in you and it's going to put more time and probably more scholarship money into you, because you don't want to go to a school that's like, oh, we'll take you. And then you go there and they're just like, they barely know who you are. And I don't know. It's just, I definitely pick a school that really wants you. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What are you looking forward to most for college baseball?
The competition and the grind and getting better, honestly, and just getting better in the grind.
Do you know what you're majoring yet? You're going to a JUCO college where you obviously don't need to major in anything because it's 2-year college, but you know what you want to do?
If baseball doesn't work out, I think I'm going to get in like the doctor's field, like a physician's assistant, because I've gone to so many doctors for my elbows and I see these different types of doctors, and it's just that their jobs, like what they're doing, just kind of interested me. So I was asking them about it, like, what do you do, and like how they do it, and how do you like get into that for school, and it's just kind of interested me. So yeah.
What are some of your long-term goals that you have for yourself?
After hopefully Division I want to get drafted. Like that's like my only goal right now. Like that's my only goal, is to get drafted.
What team?
Any team, honestly. I don't. Hopefully not the Tigers, to be honest with you.
Hopefully not the Yeah, you'll probably not make it to the majors if you get drafted by the Tigers, because their development system was absolute garbage. But that's okay. We're seeing even Torkelson was such a good prospect coming out of college, and then just I don't know what happened.
Yeah, you see,
he'll be fine. Yeah, he got brought back down because I don't know, their hitting coach, they got to fire their hitting coach, and they got to fire Al Avila. I've been saying it for a while. Al Avila, he's had some good picks. Scuba was a good pick. Bo Brisky was a good pick. That's about all I could name right now.
Not the hitters. So
the hitting it's hard to watch. They've gotten okay now. They're just a okay team now, but before they were the worst hitting team of all time from April to late June.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's rough. They signed a bunch of free agents and none of them end up being good. One of them's hasn't played a game in 2 months because marriage problems or something.
Oh yeah, he's a free agent now.
Eduardo Rodriguez or whatever.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. I didn't even know you could do that. I knew I knew you could, but players never just leave. They never just because he's not getting paid, of course, obviously, because you can't just not show up.
Yeah.
But just that came out of left field. He's pitching fine. He didn't pitch well, but he was better than most of our guys were doing at that point. And then in just mid-July or mid-June, he just disappears off the map. It's all right, we're paying you $20 million a year, but I guess just do whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Is there any advice you'd have for high school athletes in general?
My advice would be to just focus on getting yourself as the best player you can be. Don't worry about how good, if you see a junior and he's throwing 97, don't worry about that. Just worry about being the best player you can be, because just watching all that is just going to kill you mentally. So I would say just try your hardest to be the best player you can be. So.
And then do you have any advice for players trying to be recruited and trying to go to college for baseball?
I definitely say reach out to coaches. Twitter's been a huge deal for me, tagging certain there's a couple things accounts called like Flat Ground. I've gotten a lot of exposure through there, and that's how Mott reached out to me, was on Twitter. And plus, we played him in the fall, but I didn't really pitch that much against them, but mostly Twitter. Twitter's been a huge deal for me. So
Wait, so your travel team played against junior colleges?
yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. I thought you like were doing it in front of them. I didn't realize you were playing against the teams.
Oh yeah, there was games where we beat them, and then there would be 20-0 blowouts. So
Yeah, I was about to say, because some of those junior colleges just the best players from high school teams. So it's got to be.
Yeah, JUCO's no joke. There's some.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you get any? Just out of curiosity, were there any other offers you got from JUCO colleges besides Mott?
I got another one. It was from Mid Michigan Community College. That was another one.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then do you talk to any other Mott commits, or are you just kind of like riding solo right now?
There's actually there's a couple people on my summer team that are committed there as well. And I'm sure Carlo was talking about it last time. His name's Nate. Yeah, he's committed there. He's really good. So.
Oh yeah, he was talking. Is that the Lance Cruz guy?
Yeah, he's legit.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He was saying he was really good.
Yeah.
So we're gonna look back at your high school career so far, and then goals that you have for next year. So, so you've been on varsity since probably like you would have made it freshman year. I remember you being at tryouts and being like, oh wait, I didn't realize this guy was my age, because you're throwing like I remember at tryouts we were doing indoor hitting. And it was before I wear glasses for baseball now because I'm like blind apparently.
Yeah.
So we were inside, and it's already hard to see, with like
white walls. It's terrible.
It's ridiculous. And then you were the first pitcher I had to live hit against. And I wasn't even like trying. I just was flailing the bat because one, I couldn't see the ball. Two, you're throwing like 85 as a freshman. So I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was difficult. I've never because I'm not like bad. I feel like I'm pretty good for like what I do, but I've never been up to an at bat and just been like, oh, there's no chance I'm even touching like this pitcher. And you weren't even throwing off speed. Like you were like, I couldn't hit your fastball. So it's like, huh?
I said my arm was hurting so bad. Like I could only throw a fastball. Everything else was just hurt. It was so bad. I'm
lucky you're only throwing fastball. I actually might have needed a curveball or something that I could see. Because I remember that. Because I remember I ended up facing Bryson after that, and it wasn't much easier because Bryson's a great pitcher too.
Yeah, Bryson's good.
And it's hard from the lefty. Like he's a really good lefty, but I'm excited for the team next year. Our team should be pretty good.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be fun. Who would you say are some of the most talented people you've played against?
Played against? I don't know. I can tell you who I've played with that's probably going to get drafted here in a couple of years.
Yeah.
His name's Nolan Schubert. I played with him 2 games in the fall.
Oh, really? That's what that was what Carlos said, actually.
Yeah. He's very good. I think he was going to Michigan, and now he's going to Oklahoma State. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, because he was part of that like Orchard, like St. Mary's just God squad that they had somehow. Like, I don't know like how that school was. So, like that team was ridiculously good. There's something in the water over there, but
yeah, they went 44-0 this year, and I think that's like their third straight or second. I'm not sure, but they're too good.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. They have like bench players going like high D2, low D1. It's like,
yeah, it's
like
insane.
And then Grosse Pointe North played them in the finals. They lost to them 1-0. But the fact that they gave up 1 run to a team with like 9 Power 5 athletes, and then like Brock Porter, who ended up going in the 4th round of the Rangers, which I'm surprised didn't go higher. But also at the same time, high school pitchers, it's really hard to predict where they're going to go in the draft. So.
Yeah, he was projected like I think 15th, but I'm pretty sure he's signing for like $3 million or something, or if he's gonna sign. But I was seeing enough stuff on it, like he's got, I think it's like $3 million or something like that.
Yeah, so. There's got to be something that those MLB teams like don't know. Like maybe he's gonna go to college, so because if like they draft him at 15 overall, but he wants to go to college. They're not like, he's not going to play. So it's a waste of a pick. So maybe like they've talked to him and he's like, I'm going to, is it Tennessee he's committed to? Or it's Clemson. It's Clemson. Yeah. I knew it was one of those Southern SEC schools, or one of, not SEC because Clemson's not SEC. One of those Southern schools. So Nolan Schubert was one of the most talented players you've played with. Was that on the JUCO? Was that on like the team playing JUCOs?
Yeah, he subbed with us playing against Mott, and you can tell when someone's just like an absolute dog. Like he's just a different breed, in my opinion. Yeah. Just the way the ball comes off his bat is crazy. So
what's one memory that you remember vividly?
So back when I was like 12 years old, we were playing in a tournament in Indiana, and we were waiting for the semifinal game, and the team that we were supposed to play against was a cherry pick team. So this coach just picked teams from like different teams or whatever. And then they were saying how it was going to be a blowout against us. Like they were going to absolutely destroy us. Mm-hmm. And then I threw a one hitter against them and we won. So,
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Was it a team from Michigan, or because you said it was Indiana? Like, do you know where the team was from?
I think they were from Ohio, or it might have been Minnesota. I know it was one of the two. No, it might have been Minnesota. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's where they're from.
That's cool. I've played on some, we didn't travel a lot is one way to put it for travel. So like I played at the Cedar Point, but I didn't really do a lot of those out of state. What's your favorite tournament you've ever done?
Favorite tournament? Grand Park, Indiana. It's a huge turf complex. It's probably one of the nicest complexes I've been to. So probably Grand Park in Indiana. Yeah, it's really good.
That's great. And then what are your goals for next season specifically as a senior?
Next season, I'm hoping to make a huge impact next year and hopefully win a district and hopefully make it and win it in regionals. But mainly for me, though, is velo-wise, I'm hoping to be 90, 93, but just fix my mechanical issues and then hopefully become a way better pitcher than I was last year. So,
yeah. I'm excited. Next season is going to be a fun season. I'm calling it. Yeah, we made it to our Fraser. We made it to the district finals against De La Salle, correct? Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that. It was pretty brutal, but well.
It's De La Salle. What you expect? Like De La Salle is one of those teams like that kind of pick and choose almost because it's like De La Salle. You go for the sports. You don't go for De La Salle. You go because. Like there's someone, I'm not gonna like say their name because I'm not throwing them under the bus. I'm not that one kind of guy. But there's a football player from our school so like a lot of our football players graduated. So next year it's probably gonna be more difficult than it was this year. But one of our football players ended up transferring to DOSL. But so DOSL is a school that they get really good football players, and then you get great development because all the competition just raises people's names. So,
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all I got for you. Is there anything else? Anyone you want to shout out or thank through your journey?
Probably my parents, my brothers, and my future college coaches. Like I'm looking really forward to it in the next 2 years. So yeah, that's about it.
All right. Thanks, Aidan, for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for letting me come on. Appreciate it.
I'd like to thank Aidan for coming on to today's show. He is a great baseball player, and this was such a fun interview. I have his socials linked in the bio. Make sure to show him some love. And make sure to like, and if you're new here, catch up on all the episodes that you've missed. As always, my name is Calvin Custance, and this is The Blueprint.